guys, it's Magdalene Rose, and today I'm going to show you how I do my stage makeup. This is my makeup box that I have for tour. It also has a mirror that goes here, but I'm using it here to do my makeup. This is a brush holder, and then this is all my makeup stuff. I always start by using Aquaphor because I have really chapped lips because I wear a lot of liquid matte lipsticks. I don't use foundation because I have really sensitive skin and it breaks out super easily, and when I perform on stage, the sweat will just get stuck under the foundation. I don't use primer because it breaks my skin out too. I go straight in with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh concealer. It has hyaluronic acid in it, so it has a little bit of skincare. I don't really know how well the skincare is, but it doesn't break my skin out. Light 40N. I am pale. I just kind of go in on my under eyes, and that's literally all I put. If I have really bad chronic under eyes, they've gotten way better. I've learned what products to use to fix it because you can't just use a regular eye cream because it's not from lack of sleep, it's just a genetic thing. But I found like different Korean beauty skincare that have helped it. But I just kind of go in and spot correct, and then I do like the concealer here, concealer here, concealer here. That's pretty much all I put. It's not a lot because if I put a lot, it's gonna get gross on stage. I always like to start with the smallest amount that I would need, and then I can always build up on that. But then I just take like a stiff blending brush. I just go into little tapping motions. This sweeping motion is apparently really bad too. It just wipes away the concealer basically. You can just keep doing light layers until you get the coverage you need. This is kind of like a medium coverage, I would say. It covers the redness pretty well. For this concealer thing for the jawline, I used to just kind of like swipe it, but I heard if you don't dermaplane and stuff, since there's little hairs there, if you brush down, it makes them all sit flat, and so it looks a lot smoother. So I've been doing that. I don't really know if it's made a difference, but I like to pretend it does. So now that's all blended out, I go in with a ColourPop No Filter setting spray. It's a translucent powder. I was using like a banana powder and it was too dark for my skin. So this one I have found from ColourPop blends really well, and like it looks a little crazy at first, but I just use it to kind of bake my under eyes and like jawline. It completely mattifies my face. I have a really oily skin. I don't want to have that dewy finish, but it's enough where it doesn't look like my face is super dried out either, because I've had that with setting powders too, where I've put them on and it looks like my skin is just crying for some hydration. Yeah, the trick to keeping makeup like this is a lot of layering. So you'll see I do liquid stuff and then powder on top of it. So I just kind of do where I concealed, I bake that, and then just my T-zone because I do get pretty oily there. This powder puff thing is way better than any brush to set powder in my opinion. I don't like beauty blenders. They just suck up your product. I like to kind of take whatever excess and just puff in between just to make sure that I'm like kind of mattified everywhere. I like to do my eyebrows next. I go in with this NYX Professional Makeup Lift and Snatch, the color Espresso. Nice. And then I have the NYX Brow Glue in dark brown. I usually like take a spoolie brush and brush them up. So like kind of up and diagonal because I want it to look like this. I don't have like a super defined tail because my eyebrow hairs are so heavy they just end up falling even with the gel. So I've kind of like cut them and plucked them to stop here so then I can add whatever tail I want. I start here and work my way out. Little tiny strokes up, then I kind of line the bottom and then I line the top. And so I have like the general shape, kind of go in with little upward strokes to fill it in a little bit. I don't fill it in all the way, and then I go in and kind of like smudge it so it looks a little bit more blended. I don't want it to look like I have a line. I want it to look like it's naturally there because I don't have naturally filled in eyebrows, as you can see. So I want it to look like I do though. So then I just kind of like comb through it. And then if I see any parts that looks kind of sparse, I don't know how to say that word, to be honest. If there's anything that looks like it needs to be filled in a little bit more, like here I usually just lightly color and then blend it in again with this brush. So that's what they look like, just kind of drawn in. The eyebrow is a little harder to do because I have a twisted brow, so it grows straight and then they like grow crooked. So I have to like do double the work to make sure this part especially looks okay. So now that they're pretty even, the tails I feel like always look kind of different, but there's only so much I can do with the tails. This eyebrow always has more hairs towards the front because when I was little and didn't understand that I could just pluck my eyebrow hairs out, I took a razor that you shave your legs with and was just going like this to this part, so I didn't have a unibrow, and I cut both of them off up to here. And this one is the only one that grew mostly all the way back. This one still is a little bit struggling there. So then after I'm like pleased with how they look here, I take this stuff and it looks really gross. I comb through them this way quickly and then I comb them backwards to make sure it's like fully coated. Then I'll comb them back the way they're supposed to be. That's why I kind of only go through them quick the first time because I know I'm gonna go back over them again. This keeps my eyebrows from falling. Those are my eyebrows. And then I take this powder brush. It's like a slanted powder brush. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but I do feel like this one, since it's a little more dense, I can tap the powder in. Don't know if these actually work. I just saw this online and started doing it. But if you tap the powder in before you swipe it, it keeps it in place a lot longer and you're not just kind of like removing the product from your face. So then I don't want to look bronze, I just want to look like Corpse Bride. So I kind of pat these two in because I don't want it to be so gray that you can like tell I have just a gray line. This one's a little more brown gray and this one is gray, so I kind of mix them together, do the contour face and tap in one spot and then kind of tap it up. So I have a very round face, so I have to go a little bit higher than my cheekbones, not much. I tap this in again. Tapping motion is important before you swipe, and then if I'm gonna swipe anywhere, I'm swiping up. And then sometimes I will go in like circle motions to blend it. It's important, at least for me with my face shape, to blend it where the temples are. If you have a different face shape, I would recommend looking at videos. That's how I learned. I think for a long time I was watching people who didn't have my face shape, and so I was copying what they were doing and it didn't look as good because they had an oval shape and I do not have an oval shape face. I have a very small forehead, so I don't do a ton of crazy contour. I just kind of like go around to make sure the color is even. So then I kind of do two lines here. It kind of helps with that Corpse Bride look. And then I take the same mix of that and go under my jawline. And then I blend out the excess here because I don't want it to look super heavy. It'll give me like a 5 o'clock shadow type thing. I just go on my neck to make sure the color is blended down a little bit. Hello. Yeah! Blaze has been asking to do my makeup since the GFM tour days and he's never been able to.
Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna do it right now.
Let me know in the comments below if you want Blaze to do my makeup in a video. For my nose contour, I take this dark brown shade and I just kind of like outline my nose. This way it just adds dimension to my face. I'm not really trying to change the shape of my nose. I just don't want it to look like Voldemort. And then I just go here and under. That way it gives it that button nose type shape. So then I take my finger and blend it in a little bit more. And then I take my finger into this light yellowish shade, and right here in between where you would normally put concealer, I just put that powder. I've been using this one more recently. It's more of like a purpley mauve color. So I swipe it and then I like do the swirly motions to blend it in, and I take it up to my temples and blend into the hairline. I blend it here a little bit. I put it here and like a little bit on the temples. So after that, I move on to my eyes. I do use eyeshadow primer because I have really oily eyelids. This is one I've been using. I honestly don't know if I really like this and I don't know what else to try. So I just put little dots and tap them in with my finger. And then I have a few different eyeshadow palettes because I do a lot of different makeup looks. I have this ColourPop one. This one has a little bit more of like the dark reds. This one is actually a Makeup Revolution palette, I think. I got it because it's a Beetlejuice collaboration. And this is another one. It opens really cool. The eyeshadow things are so small, but I do use this one a lot more because there's a lot of purples, there's a lot of greens. This is a brand called Sugar Pill, and they have some of the best pigmented things. I have a Sugar Pill gray shimmer. This one, honestly, a little gross that I still have this. The first time I went to Nashville to record in 2016 for our first album, I got this city color and I do really like it, but it's so old that it can't be good for me. And then I have this one from Sephora. Oh, look, there you are. I think today I'm gonna do this purpley look. So basically I take a really dense brush. These are not Morphe brushes. They're Amazon brushes for $15. But I just take literally as much as I can and then just kind of pack it on. I do a lot of this windshield motion, especially towards the end because I want it to drag out a little more. I just cover the top and then I go under the bottom always and connect it. I always try to have it end in a little peak so it's like brought out. Sometimes it's more rounded, but I just kind of keep layering it until I have the complete opaqueness that I want. If I need to blend it out more, I have this fluffy blending brush and I just kind of go around the edges. But then I just do the same thing on the other side. And once again, you don't need this palette to do something like this. Find whatever eyeshadow colors you like and then go to Walmart, go to CVS, go to Target, try and find a palette with that color in it. But the best advice is finding a palette that you will use almost every color. It's fun to have lots of colors to work with, but if you don't use them and you're just wasting your money, it's not worth it. Put the palette down. I normally like having a little bit of dark here, like in a little bit of the crease in the outside. This is where this has been coming in handy. I just take that dark color and put it towards the end to smoke it out. So that's what the eyeshadow looks like. This little bad boy, it's the NYX Epic Wear Stick Eyeliner in white, and I like to put it here on my brow bone. Blend it out with my pinky. I put it here and blend it out because I'm going to be putting highlighter there. I put it on the inner corner and I actually don't blend it out because I want it to be obnoxiously bright. So I have another little fluffy brush that I go into this shimmer. For my eyebrow bone, I push it down so it's thin and it will only go on the spot where I put the eyeliner. And then I take some and tap it on my nose and put it on the bridge. I take my finger and kind of like blend it out, and then I take the same shimmer and put it here on my inner corner. But since I didn't blend that eyeliner out, you can tell it's a lot brighter. This is the eyeliner I use. It is the NYX Epic Ink Liner and it is in black and it's the waterproof one. I have really dry eyes because of allergies, so waterproof isn't a great combination, but this one isn't terrible. My eyes do get dry every once in a while, like extra dry from it, but for the most part, it's okay. So I might not be talking during this because this requires 100% focus. So I normally start with a line like that. So for hooded eyes, I always go like this so I can see what it's gonna look like and drag this back to the middle. So you can tell it doesn't connect, but here it looks like it connects. So then I'll fill it in. And notice I'm keeping my eye down when I'm filling it in because if I don't, then I'm gonna color in the wrong part. There's like a hook shape and that's important because if I filled that in, then this part would be higher and it wouldn't look straight across. I want that to stay kind of disconnected. And then I do the rest of my eye this way. For this inner corner part, I do it like this. Ta-da! I always go, well I guess I don't always because sometimes I change it up, but I usually to connect it to my under eye and the lower lash line. So then I just double check that everything is the right line weight. Then I try to do the same thing on this side. For the lower lash line, I first make a line and then I make another one that connects to it and it's a little triangle. So I'm just gonna start with just adding one little lash thing and seeing how I feel about that. I think that's what I'm gonna go with today. For waterline, I have this NYX Jumbo black pen, but I don't like it as much because it is so waxy. It just feels like the cheap Halloween makeup. I got this Urban Decay Glide On pencil liner. It doesn't always stay in my waterline. It does stay a little bit longer than other ones I've tried. I'm just kind of doing where the liquid liner is. That way that all looks cohesive. So then we're gonna do lashes. This is a pack of lashes that I got from Amazon. I cut them to be a lot shorter. They're supposed to have like the dew effect where it looks like your lashes are wet, so they're clumping together. I take the lash and I put it on tweezers like this. And then this is the duo eyeliner I wear. It has to be the one with the green writing. My friend Kat taught me this one. Brush it across the entire lash strip, and it might sound a little gross, but at the end of the night, if you take these off and make sure they're not really disgusting, you can stick them back onto the pack and then rewear them for a couple of times. And then I do a line on top of my eyeliner, like I'm using it to put eyeliner on my eye. So this way there's a double glue for the lash to stay on. And you don't want to stick these on right away because it's wet glue and it's going to slide around and just be a mess. So you want this to be clear. The second it turns clear, it's tacky, and that's when you want these to connect. So I'm going to stick this on, and I always stick the middle part first as an anchor, and then I'll adjust where I want this corner to be, and I'll adjust this corner. So then I close my lash and I turn my tweezers this way and use it to kind of double check that it's all pushed into place. Once it's all stuck, then I will take them and push it up like this. It'll roll the lash up. And then I do the same thing on the other side. Then if there's anything sticky, you can just take black eyeshadow and put it there. That way the eyeshadow is sticking to the glue. It's making the glue not be sticky anymore. I take mascara so that way my natural lashes get blended into the real ones. I don't really know if this is good. I just got this. And then I do my lower lashes too. I don't know if this is the mascara for me. If you have any good mascara recommendations, let me know. I should not have to be putting this much mascara on my lower lash line. I would not recommend. So let's do lipstick before I spray my face down with setting spray. I like to do the dark purple with the light purple color. This was by Black Moon Cosmetics. It's called Purgatory. I do like them a lot. I normally start with my bottom lip. I just kind of go like this and cover it. Since it's still wet, I go like this to get stuff up here. Then I go to the bottom lip, overline that. I kind of do the Joker mouth thing where I have little lines there. And then I connect them. And then I go like this to dry them. The last step is I take setting spray. There's a lot of different ones. I do like the Urban Decay All-Nighter setting spray, but I got this Scandinavia Bridal setting spray. Then I just kind of like douse myself in setting spray. And then take whatever palette that you have and fan it down. This way, all of your liquids and powders melt together, and that's like hairspray for your face. That's pretty much it. When it dries, you're kind of shiny. If I turn the exposure down a little bit, you can see it's a pretty smooth base. Kind of shake my hair out because it's been in a headband, but it usually looks somewhat like this. I have one of the outfits that I wear on stage sometimes and for videos. I don't really know how to do these things. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning how I do my makeup. Let me know if you have any more questions. I hope I answered any questions that y'all had of how I did it. If you want to see Blaze do my makeup, let me know in the comments. I just updated my website with a bunch of tour dates. Go check and see if I'm coming to a city near you. I'll put that in the description box as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. There's a lot of stuff coming soon. Stay tuned for that. Bye!